Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and I have a message. You do not have a main when you play Overwatch. You are not a main Genji. You are not a main Reaper. You do not come into the chat and you go, oh, guys, I main, I don't know, Tracer, so I'm just going to play a non-stop. You don't do that, okay? The idea of having a main is a bit friggin' stupid when it comes to Overwatch. I've got to be honest. Sure, you will be better at certain heroes, but you become better at the game by switching heroes to counter the enemy team. You see, the thing is, that's the core foundation of Overwatch. You need to swap heroes. That's what the game is built around. So you need to step back from this idea of saying I'm a main Tracer or I'm a main 76 or whatever. You have to become competent with heroes from all of the categories. You see, it's not really the best plan to simply play offensive heroes. Sometimes you might need to swap into a different class of hero to counter what the enemy is doing. For example, if you're caught on a choke point, let's say the first point of Hanamura, and you're on attack, you need to break through that point. Well, if you're just sitting back as 76 and you're firing through the door and you're not really doing anything, you're poking them, you're not really getting any kills, you're not forcing any issues, maybe you should change to D.Va, dive into their backline and try and disrupt them, or even play Reinhardt and move forward and help your team force through that point. See, that's an effective change there, and you don't have to main Reinhardt to do that, because you could, you know, effectively start the game as 76, run up, see there's a choke, well, see they've defended the choke really well, swap into Reinhardt and then push through the point, or D.Va or somebody like that, or even a Winston. So this is the big issue I've got with people, and I see this all the time, and I'm seeing it on videos, comments on videos that I've made. It'll be, oh, I'm a Genji main, thanks for this Genji guide. And I'm thinking, you're not a Genji main. I'm not a Genji main. I don't even class myself as in anything. I just play all of the characters. You see, I've seen people play with Genji and they're getting absolutely killed over and over and over again. Maybe they're getting killed by a McCree on the other team. Now, I'm sure there's pro Genjis out there which would say something like this: oh, it's easy to beat McCree, you just reflect his flashbang and then kill him. Maybe, but not if you're playing against me, because I'll throw the flashbang into the floor, and a lot of people will get used to this, because then you can't deflect that and it'll explode on the floor, you'll be flashbanged, then you're dead. This is a reliable way of absolutely killing Genji all the time if you are McCree. You will kill him all the time. Same for Tracer. If Tracer comes around the corner, you're a Tracer main, you flashbang Tracer, well, she's dead. Well, what do you do, though, if you are that Genji or you are that Tracer? Alright, sure, maybe you die the first time to this. You might think, okay, I've died once, that's not too bad, I'll carry on, I'll go back into the fight. But then if you repeatedly keep getting killed over and over again by the same character, you really need to make a change there. Don't keep going, no, I'm main Genji, I'm going to take him out. Because that is an example of being a bit silly, because Overwatch is very much a rock, paper, scissors style game. If you're an offensive hero, I mean, let's just stick with the Genji and Tracer example. Genji and Tracer example. I'm getting a bit hot on the collar, ladies and gentlemen. If you just keep playing them repeatedly and they're getting shut down time and time again, I mean, what happens if a Winston is on the other team and he sees you get as Genji jumping around and he just jumps on you and makes a mess of you? Because Winston is a pretty good counter to Genji, because I've got news. Genji cannot reflect any of Winston's attacks, and Winston can chase Genji because he can jump. So Genji can't really get away. It's pretty bad for him. So you need to think to yourself, alright, I'm going to change to a character that can deal with what the hell is killing me. So if it was a McCree that was killing your Tracer, why not swap to a 76 who could poke away at McCree before he even gets into any kind of range to sort you out? You know, you have to think a little bit deeper when you play Overwatch. Overwatch is all about countering. It's all about effective hero swapping. If you do it well, you will win the game. The thing is, though, what heroes should you play, or should you look at playing, really? I mean, I know a lot of people will come into this with the mentality of, I will main this character. You will be, I categorically can say right now, you will be better with certain heroes. There will be a hero in the game you are really good with, and that'll be that. The thing is, though, if the enemy team has a hero which counters your hero and it's a competent player, they can shut you down pretty hard. So then you need to swap into a different character. That's the thing with Overwatch, and that's what you've absolutely got to remember. So what heroes should you play, or, you know, look at playing? Well, if you're not really comfortable playing support, but say you play a lot of the offensive characters, maybe look at Lucio. He could be a good support that you could drop into. Reinhardt, basically the best tank in the game in almost every situation. Maybe use him as your tank kind of character. I guess if you are a tank or a support, Widowmaker can be quite easy if you're fairly competent with aiming. Hanzo as well, you know, they're straightforward sniper kind of classes. I'd say that out of all the damage classes, and I know I'm including defense there in damage with Hanzo and Widowmaker, 76 is the most simplest offense character to play. Pretty much anyone can play him to a fairly good standard, so you don't have to really worry too much about having super pinpoint accuracy, because you can keep firing, and also you've got self-sustain with the heal. So what happens if your team is stuck trying to break a choke point? Now, I've just asked this, I've just given you the answer to this earlier on in the video. You should be able to answer this right now. You're going to make the change. You are going to go, no, I am not a main tracer. I am not a main this or whatever. I'm going to look at what my team's got. I'm not going to go into the chat and moan at them, but I'm going to go, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to swap into this character, and then we're going to do some work. That's what you've got to do. You see, the thing is, I don't really expect everyone to be great with all heroes. I'm not great with all heroes. As I said, there are some I'm really good with. Like, I'm really good with Junkrat, but I know Junkrat is not the most effective in all, in every situation. He is in some situations, but I really enjoy playing him. So yeah, there will be times when I'll play Junkrat and I'll enjoy playing Junkrat. But I also know that, yeah, if I'm getting taken out, I'm going to swap to a different class. I'm not, well, a different hero. I'm not just going to keep going as Junkrat and just keep getting killed over and over again. Because that's not going to, it's going to, your enjoyment of the game is going to go down because you're getting killed all the time, and your team are also probably going to lose, which is not really great, is it? So the point of Overwatch is you've got to swap heroes. You will have stronger heroes. There's no doubt about that. You will be better with certain heroes. But you also need to be aware that you have to swap to counter what the enemy's doing. Ladies and gentlemen, I implore you to play a load of different classes, or I keep calling them classes, a load of different heroes in the different classes. So you've got your offense, your defense, your support, and your tank. Get used to them. Don't be afraid of being killed or getting killed or having bad games. You've got to get used to all the heroes, because once you are, think of it, I don't like to say this, but think of it like a MOBA. I guess a lot of people out there have played League of Legends, have played Dota 2. Imagine if you... now, my experience with League of Legends is a bit outdated at this moment in time. But imagine if I was... I can't even remember the heroes. If I was Lux and I'm in mid... Is she even in the game anymore? I don't know, maybe she is. And there is another character who comes mid, but can close range rapidly on me or something and take me out. Because from what I remember, Lux is she's like a long range sort of artillery type of champion. Well, imagine if you could just suddenly swap your hero when you died to counter what the enemy hero is doing. That is exactly what Overwatch is. It gives you this chance to swap your hero, and you don't even have to die. You can run back into the spawn room and do it if you really want to. Most of the time, though, it will happen after you die, because that's when you'll be like, oh yeah, I should change to something else. Like, oh, that McCree's just killed me as Genji for the 5th time. I'm going to change to 76 and absolutely murder him. Or I'm going to change to Hanzo and murder him. Or Widowmaker and murder him. Or somebody else and murder him. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa. This is Unit Lost. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoy Overwatch, then do subscribe to the channel. Give the video a like. Follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming. And I'll catch you on the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Toodaloo.